Imagine being 17, full of big dreams, full of hope, only to realize the people closest to you can also be the ones who break you. That was Joseph's reality. He lived in Canaan, among wide-open fields where the wind carried the smell of sheep and earth. His father, Jacob, loved him deeply. And love like that, obvious, loud love, can become a mirror others don't want to look into. Jacob gave Joseph a coat unlike anything anyone in the family had. Bright colors, beautiful fabric, a coat that said without words, "You matter more." And Joseph, being young, talked openly about the dreams he had.
Gather around, my friends, for I have a vision to share with you all.
He saw himself rising, leading, standing in a place of honor. He didn't say it to boast. He just believed his life was supposed to mean something. But his brothers heard those dreams differently. They heard, "You think you're above us." And over time, that quiet jealousy grew sharp, until one day it had teeth. Joseph's father sent him to check on his brothers in the fields. He went, unaware that anything could be wrong. But when they saw him approaching, the coat glowing in the sun, something in them decided this was the moment. They grabbed him, pulled the coat from him, threw him into a pit, a dry, echoing well in the ground. The kind of darkness that makes you hear your own breath too loud. He called for them. But sometimes pain arrives from the faces you never expected. And when they pulled him out, it wasn't to bring him home. It was to sell him, to strangers, for silver. Like he was nothing. Joseph was taken to Egypt, a land of towering columns, unfamiliar languages, and people who didn't know his name or his story. He became a servant in the house of Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. And here is something remarkable. Joseph didn't allow bitterness to destroy him. He worked, quietly, carefully, faithfully, and favor followed him, not because life was easy, but because his character stayed whole. Potiphar trusted him. The house flourished under his care. But not everyone viewed Joseph with respect. Potiphar's wife tried to draw him into something he knew wasn't right. Joseph refused. Firmly, consistently, with clarity. And instead of honoring that integrity, she lied. And he was thrown into prison. Once again, stripped of everything he built. Once again, dropped into another pit. But Joseph did what Joseph always did. He remained who he was. Even in prison, he rose, not in status, but in spirit. People trusted him. Even the warden relied on him. And then came the moment that changed everything. Pharaoh had dreams no one could explain. Someone remembered Joseph. Joseph stood before Pharaoh. No coat, no title, just the wisdom life had carved into him. And Pharaoh saw it, recognized it, honored it. Joseph became second in command over all of Egypt. And when the famine came, and his brothers, older, tired, humbled, stood before him, asking for help, they didn't recognize him. But Joseph recognized them. And he chose not revenge, but mercy. He said, "What you meant for harm, God used for good, not to erase the pain, but to show that pain can be transformed." Joseph didn't rise because he was lucky. He rose because he never let the darkness change who he was.